How is the education in design in Finland? Could you explain the three most important aspects?
The design education in Finland is mostly centered in my own university, University of Art and Design in Finland, which up to the early 1990s had the monopoly of design education in Finland. Now we have the polytechnic level and a couple of more, it's more diversified now. But we don't have 16,000 design students like in Chile, much less, because the idea to educate professionals is partly thought to be on demand. We don't want to over-educate people to be jobless on the market. And so that's one thing, and one thing I speak about my own university, and mostly about industrial design, is the close cooperation with the corporate world. Not so that the students would be, give their talent to the companies which just, make a rip-off, but that the educational workshops and programs we have are kind of real-life actions with the companies, so the students learn the demands of the working life, to keep schedules, what are the realities, and to learn teamwork. Students are trained to, get the kind of realistic picture of what their role is in the industries, in anonymous teamwork with economists, with technology people, material resources, how they can insert their expertise to this team that is needed to conceptualize and produce 3D or 2D artifacts.
What role has design in the Finnish industry? Is it seen as part of the productive process or only to promote products, like the package, the branding?
The significance of design in Finnish industries has a very long and good, I would say, positive history, which now has been fortified through the last 10 years with several actions, globalizations, promotional programs, many things. So design is more and more needed by the corporate world to distinguish their products from other products. And that is not about the aesthetic appearance alone, no way. It's about the factors of usability, ergonomics, sustainable development regarding the materials. So it's very much not so much about the products, but it's the whole conceptualization of the production and use, consumption, and the afterlife of the product. And of course you have the aspects of branding through advertisements and packaging industries, which of course is a part of that. But more and more we try to, at least in our education, in the master level, stress the fact that designers should be able to tackle complex problems and to be able to communicate on the strategic corporate level together with people from marketing, technology, logistics.
And what role has the consumer in the design?
Well, we have this thing called, which is a universal phenomenon, but very much stressed in the Finnish reality, is the so-called usability aspects, so-called user-inspired design, UID, where the design process is very much iterated through the response of the consumer. Not as a fantasized consumer, but doing actual real-time anthropological fieldwork and getting the feedback from the user of the thing, and that is then brought back to the conceptualization and design process, so that there's that users find it pleasurable, durable, and usable, and use that information straight as a part of the design process. A kind of loop like this.
Could you talk a bit about the European history in design and then going on to comment on the Finnish history in design? Yes,
well, I can try. It's of course Finland is and has been a part of Europe, but of course in older times a remote, even peripheral area. But today, of course, an active player in EU, and the scene has changed radically in 15 years. And the Finnish economy, having been voted the most competitive in the world according to Financial Times in the last years, so we have something to give. But then if we speak about the competitive role of Finnish design in the European market, we always have to think what kind of sectors of design-related products we are speaking about. The Finnish ICT products, Nokia, and some others, of course, are highly competitive. But for example, in the traditional areas where we used to be strong, furniture, glass, here we are declining because the import is growing faster than the export, because of the high-quality products from the former Soviet states, where the price of labor is still lower. And then, of course, the immense flow of goods from the Far East. So the Finnish industries should use design in creating high quality, even expensive niche products with not the market in Finland and not bulk products, but for the, let's say, upper middle class conscious consumers, so for example in Germany or France. But we can't compete with IKEA or these things, no way.
Okay. And last question, what's your opinion, what vision do you have about Chile, the Chilean design? What niche do you see that are attractive here in this country?
Mostly I have seen city of Santiago and university and sort of quite narrow segments of the reality. So public transport, which is one main focus of public design, there you certainly have certain problems. The metro is very good.
Yeah, the metro is excellent.
But the on-ground transport has certain things to be improved. And of course, it's difficult for me to say when I look at this material world you have, what is produced here and what is import, because I don't know. They could be from Brazil, they could be from Italy, they could be from the United States. And because I don't know it, I can't really say what could and should be done for Chilean products. Mm-hmm. And your industrial base, of course, is very much based on the raw wares, raw materials, mining, and the agricultural sector, which, as I understood, is very strong. And of course, the agricultural sector is kind of low-intensity design area, except packaging and branding and advertisement. Yeah. So and mining is, of course, a difficult thing to use design because it is as it is. Like in Finland, the forest industries, pulp production, there's not much use for design there, instead of the corporate identity branding. So you have sectors which are very difficult to infuse design. But then you have this thing called service design, which is a globally growing trend. The designing of services and public and private services, where certainly each country can find use for those kinds of things.